Bones and All follows Marin Yearly, a young woman who has a disturbing and uncontrollable condition that makes her crave human flesh. She has spent much of her life hiding this secret from everyone around her. Her father knows about her condition and tries to protect her, but he eventually becomes overwhelmed by what has happened. After Marin causes a frightening incident, her father leaves her behind with a cassette recording explaining his decision. Alone for the first time, Marin becomes determined to find her biological mother, whom she has not seen since she was very young. She discovers information about her mother's past and begins traveling across America. Her journey is both a physical and emotional search for answers. She wants to understand where her strange condition came from and whether she is destined to live with it forever. During her journey, Marin meets a strange older man named Sully. He recognizes immediately that Marin is like him. Sully explains that people with their condition can identify one another through their sense of smell. At first, he appears friendly and helpful, but his behavior becomes increasingly uncomfortable. Marin eventually realizes that Sully's interest in her is not something she can trust. Marin later meets Lee, a mysterious young man who also has the same condition. Unlike Sully, Lee is quiet and independent. He understands what Marin is experiencing because he has spent much of his life dealing with the same urges and the isolation that comes with them. Marin and Lee immediately recognize something familiar in each other. Lee agrees to help Marin with her search for her mother. The two begin traveling together across different parts of America. Their journey allows them to slowly become closer. They share stories about their childhoods, their families, and the difficult choices they have made to survive. As Marin and Lee spend more time together, their relationship gradually becomes romantic. However, their love is complicated by the dangerous lives they live. They cannot simply settle down and live normally because they have a condition that forces them to make difficult choices. Despite this, being together gives both of them something they have rarely experienced: genuine understanding. Marin eventually finds her mother, Janelle, who is living in a psychiatric institution. Their meeting is extremely emotional because Marin has spent years wondering why her mother disappeared. Janelle reveals painful information about their family and suggests that Marin's condition is connected to her family's history. Instead of giving Marin the simple answers she wanted, the meeting leaves her with an even deeper understanding of her mother's suffering. Meanwhile, Lee has his own painful history. His relationship with his father was extremely difficult, and much of Lee's anger comes from the trauma he experienced growing up. His past helps explain why he has become so emotionally guarded. Marin begins to understand that Lee isn't simply a dangerous person. He is also someone carrying enormous pain. Marin and Lee continue traveling together, trying to build a life despite their circumstances. They dream about having somewhere they can belong, but their reality keeps pulling them back into danger. Their relationship becomes a symbol of acceptance because neither of them has to pretend to be normal around the other. The title Bones and All has a deeper meaning beyond the shocking behavior shown in the story. It represents complete acceptance. Marin and Lee are both afraid that nobody could truly accept every part of them. Their relationship challenges that fear because they begin loving each other without pretending that their darkest traits don't exist. Their happiness is eventually threatened when Sully returns. He has become obsessed with Marin and refuses to accept that she wants nothing to do with him. His obsession makes him increasingly dangerous. Sully represents the darker path Marin could take, a life controlled entirely by her condition, loneliness, and unhealthy attachments. Marin and Lee try to escape Sully and continue building their lives together. However, they cannot completely escape their pasts. Lee especially struggles with guilt over the things he has done and the people he has hurt. Their journey becomes less about finding a perfect life and more about finding meaning in the limited time they have together. Eventually, Sully tracks them down, leading to a violent confrontation. Lee is seriously injured during the encounter. Marin stays with him instead of abandoning him, showing how deeply their relationship has changed her. For the first time, she has someone she genuinely doesn't want to lose. Lee's condition becomes increasingly serious, and the final moments between him and Marin are heartbreaking. They understand that their time together may be coming to an end. Lee wants Marin to remain with him, and she does. Their final moments focus less on the horror surrounding them and more on the connection they found in each other. The ending of Bones and All is tragic but meaningful. Marin and Lee never get the ordinary life they hoped for, but they find something more important to them, someone who understands their loneliness and accepts them completely. The movie ultimately uses its horror premise to explore love, identity, family trauma, isolation, and the human desire to be accepted. It suggests that even people who feel completely different from everyone else can find connection and belonging.